Dear colleagues, dear partners, dear representatives of business and international organizations, we're very happy to welcome you at this panel discussion. We're going to talk about district heating in Ukraine. And today, this industry plays a very important role in the providing our municipalities with comfort. 200 municipalities are using systems that were built decades ago. There is a lot of wear and tear. Sometimes the heat loss in the network is approximately 20 to 30%, and natural gas is still the main and sometimes the only fuel. And despite these challenges, despite the war, it is the district heating companies that are an example of responsibility and resilience. They are providing heat energy to schools, hospitals, shelters, and to thousands of households in both large and small cities. That is a very complex task, but historical task. We need to remodel our district heating system to make it a decentralized system with local generation. We need to make it energy efficient due to the modernization of networks, due to regulation and to the balancing. We need to make it low carbon. Apologies, due to the acoustics, interpretation is not possible. I will resume interpretation whenever it is possible. Supporting international partners is already helping Ukrainian cities to move on to the systemic transformation of the district heating system. But the key driver of that project, those municipalities and companies, managers who are taking tough decisions every single day so as to provide the stability of services provided. Therefore, today we are going to talk about the future Ukrainian district heating. It should be modern and sustainable and resilient as well. We need to use new technologies, and we're going to talk about different ideas generated at Ukrainian municipalities. These ideas need support. We need expert opinions, we need equipment, we need training, we need financing. So first, I'm going to talk about the Lviv Energy Hub, and it shows it includes it takes into consideration the Lviv Tepleenergo and the northern parts of the city. Here we see the unbroken center that is also going to be operating in this part of Lviv. There are also wastewater treatment plants, and today this region depends on the old district heating system. It is using gas as its fuel, and it has very low energy efficiency and characterized by high network leaks and lack of backup electrical energy sources. This is a major risk to hospitals and other important facilities. So we suggest that we need to create a microgrid that will provide energy from different primary and secondary sources. We are going to use a cogeneration unit with a production of 23 megawatts of combined heat and power, wind turbines, organic waste digestion for biogas, and also we are going to produce the load balancing solutions as well. That is important for the critical infrastructure. This is how we shall reduce CO2 emissions, and this will become a real step towards energy resilience and independence. We're looking for partners who are ready to join us in the development of this concept. We need to provide detailed solutions for individual components, and if you are interested, please join us at the Lviv municipality stand, where we're going to show you more details. The Lviv Energy Hub. That is an example how a community, municipality may develop a wise, flexible, sustainable system that generates heat, energy, security, or even under crisis conditions. Our communities are looking for solutions that increasing our resilience, and we're also introducing new technologies, that is energy efficiency and partnership for future district heating system development. But let's talk about other cities in Ukraine. And today we're going to listen to representatives of other municipalities. Vinnytsia, Zhytomyr, and Cherkasy are going to speak. And we are going to listen to representatives of city councils and managers of utility companies. They're going to talk about their challenges and solutions and how they shape new quality of district heat in Ukraine. The city of Vinnytsia, that is the city that has long been an example of good development and modernization. They are modernizing their district heating system and are shaping new innovative economy. Vinnytsia is demonstrating how a municipality may combine energy efficiency with environment-friendly and humanitarian approach. Heat recovery and the Crystal Innovative Industrial Park are good examples of good cooperation with international financial partners. We will see how Vinnytsia is developing its own energy resilience model and sustainable development model. We're going to look into their plans. So Vladislav Skalsky, the deputy mayor of Vinnytsia, over to you. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to welcome you on behalf of the mayor of the city of Vinnytsia. I would like to welcome you on behalf of my team at this important forum as ReBuild Ukraine. Vinnytsia is in the very heart of Ukraine. That is the city with rich history and beautiful landscapes. We're strong due to our people, teachers, farmers, engineers, artists, sportsmen create our municipality. Our municipality is developing a circular economy. We are developing our agricultural sector and cultural facilities. Vinnytsia is the city is far from the front line, but we are not far from the war. We're not only renewing the city, we are creating a new generation model of economic city right in the heart of Ukraine and of Europe. Vinnytsia is ready for partnership and Vinnytsia is ready for investments. We are integrated with the global community and we're taking care of our own identity. Vinnytsia is the city where ideas are transformed into projects and projects yield economic result. We're your partner. We are going to grow together with you. Our community includes the city of Vinnytsia and 8 towns around. The total area 265 square kilometers. The overall population is 415 people, including 42,000 IDPs. 9 times our city has been recognized as the most comfortable city to live in Ukraine. It is the first city in Eastern Europe to get the European Energy Award, and it is the first city in Ukraine to join the European Green Deal in 2022. Vinnytsia is developing as a transport hub, and we have multi-modal possibilities. So we can combine rail, road, and air traffic capabilities. Vinnytsia has 8 partner cities. We cooperate with the Polish city of Kielce, and we have been cooperating with Kielce for more than 65 years, and the youngest partner city is Nancy in France. Vinnytsia is developing its relationship with a number of European countries. We also have General Consulate of the Republic of Poland, and we have 2 honorary consuls of the Latvian Republic and of Moldova, also in Vinnytsia. This city is cooperating and has major experience of working with the World Bank, with the EIB. We cooperate with the Swiss Secretariat, State Secretary. We cooperate with the German GIZ, and so on. So we should say that Vinnytsia has got its own rich history. It is in the east of the Podile region, and we have more than 660 documented history of our cities. The Magdeburg Law meant the establishment of the city in 1640, and until today we have been developing local government traditions. It's worth mentioning that Vinnytsia is the cradle of the reform of decentralization in Ukraine. At the turn of the 19th and 20th century, due to the development of railway connections with Odessa, Vinnytsia has received a major impetus for further development, and it gained its modern outlook due to the works of Grigor Artinov, the architect. During the war, Vinica received more than 460 companies or entrepreneurs from the east and south of and the north of Ukraine. It is developing, and regardless of the war, we have created new 5,700 new jobs.
Including relocated enterprises. In 2022, we have the system with 110 locations, of so-called Nizlamnist centers, which are mapped. We have located 2,200 tons of humanitarian aid from all around Ukraine. We have UNICEF, Red Cross, and others who work in Vinica. We have concentrated on three priorities, which are using people-centric approach, well-being, and openness. The project number one for our further development of Vinica community is to renovate our airport, international airport. Before the war, we started the reconstruction of passenger terminal, of our terminal, but the work was stopped. And now we have several developments, and now at this conference we have concluded several agreements concerning the construction of absolutely new terminal to be constructed at the Vinica International Airport. Now I'd like to continue the topic started by Khmelnytsky city, sports and rehabilitation complex. They are necessary for every large community, because now we have more than 16,000 registered veterans, and even in our community we have more than 2,000 people with amputations. Speaking about the whole Vinica region in general, we have more than 100,000 people with disabilities, and many of them due to the war. And the best way, not only to conduct physical rehabilitation and mental rehabilitation, is to organize Paralympic games and rehabilitation center. We have started the first stage of our innovation and technology park, Crystal. It's the first municipal innovation and technological park where municipality invests in order to develop startups and young entrepreneurship. And we were supported by UNDP program in the realization of the first stage. Now we are looking for partners for implementation of the second stage of this project. And all Ukrainian cities have the same problem, the problem with sewage treatment facilities. And now we have developed the explanation for the sewage treatment facilities with heat recuperation, developed by Kobe Danish company and supported by Svet Fund. We are implementing four main components: the reconstruction of the sewage treatment plant, the heat recuperation plant, creation of biogas development to cover our capacity for electricity capacity, and the plant to support the complex itself. And it includes several stages. The director of the communal utility will present all the stages in more detail. So please welcome to the stage Maxim Bilik, General Director. Dear colleagues, dear guests, I'm glad to invite all of you to present you the components of our project. This is an extremely important project for not only for entrepreneurs but for our community in general. In 2024, thanks to our SWEET fund, we now have feasibility study developed, which includes several components. The first component is reconstruction of waste water treatment, 90,000 cubic meters per day. Another component is recuperation of heat. It is also very important because now we combine several basic things. The first, heat. It's ecological component because we reduce CO2 emission and the use of natural gas. And the social component because the heat provided from sewage treatment plant and recuperation will be directed to the consumers of heat. So speaking about biogas installation, there is some problem with waste in each city. And because we have sediments which are accumulated over years, and now we would like to have biogas. This is envisaged by this project directed to produce electricity. So we are going to have those installations which will provide electricity to the installation at the waste plants, waste treatment plants. So it's once again I'd like to focus that recuperation of heat, of wastewater treatment directed to our consumers. That's another important component of our project, where we provide hot water. So it means that the project will be active all year round, not only during the heating season. We will provide hot water during the whole year, and it is an important component in our project. Another component is the second project is modernization of city heat supply system in one of the regions of Vinnytsia city. We have an experience of modernization of heat supply systems, and we know that modernization should start from the consumer to the source. So which means the modernization of the source of heat supply. Now we are going to modernize the pipes to install about 400 autonomic units and other installations. I'd like to demonstrate our experience of cooperation with international financial organizations. We have large organizational, institutionalizational capacity to implement projects together with our partners. We have more than 55 million euro projects with NEFCO, USAID, MOM, GIZ, and others. We know how to implement projects in a successful way so that they work for the benefit of the community and businesses and utilities. Now I'd like to draw your attention to our short video, which will present our utility. Using our feasibility study, we will present it and discuss in more detail at our stand, because it's impossible to discuss every point here, but I would like to assure you that this is a very important project, and we invite you to collaborate.
Ми завжди відкриті до співпраці та партнерства, готові стати надійним та стабільним майданчиком для впровадження новітніх технологій. Тож запрошуємо вас доєднатись до відбудови сектору енергонезалежності України, починаючи з Вінниця, Мінськ теплоенерго.
Я дякую всім за увагу і ще раз
Thank you, everyone, and please come to our stand. Thank you, Maxime, for your very interesting and inspiring speech, your presentation. And today we have representatives not only of local communities, but also producers of equipment, representatives of international financial organizations. Please share with us some information about who you would like to cooperate with. Thank you for your question. We are open to any cooperation. We are very interested in producers, Ukrainian, foreign producers, manufacturers, because energy safety and energy efficiency are very important for producers. I would like to present you our successful cases, which some of them were implemented for the first time in Ukraine, in our community. And we are speaking also about the profit, about win-win approach to investments, which should be focused on successful implementation of every project. We are open to dialogue, to various cooperation. We are very flexible, and this increases the comfortable environment for investments. I think that our experience and our presentation, the presentation of successful projects, can illustrate this. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. The next presentation will be from Zhytomyr city, one of the first Ukrainian cities which was about harmonization and efficiency, energy efficiency. So please have a look at a short video and understand the history and the modern
Місто, що живе,
life
працює
of
та
Zhytomyr
розвивається
city.
навіть під час війни. Це надійний партнер міжнародних проєктів, промисловий та освітній центр України. Житомир відкритий для інвестицій і співпраці. Тут бізнес не зупиняється. Сотні компаній адаптувалися до нових умов. Місто впроваджує електронні сервіси та цифрові рішення. А міжнародні ініціативи USAID, ГІС і ПРООН підтримують розвиток підприємництва. Освіта в місті сучасна та доступна. Від STEM-лабораторій і VR-технологій у школах до університетів, що готують конкретних фахівців. У Житомирі молодь має підтримку від міста. Гранти, стипендії, простори і партнерство з громадськими організаціями дають можливість втілювати ідеї. Місто модернізує транспорт і громадські об'єкти, розвиває велосипедну інфраструктуру, підвищує енергоефективність шкіл, лікарень та садочків. Наше місто перше в Україні ухвалило план енергетичного розвитку до 2050 року. Сонячні електростанції забезпечують лікарні та комунальні підприємства, а європейські відзнаки підтверджують прогрес. Тут допомагають переселенцям і ветеранам, будують житло, створюють програми підтримки. Попри наслідки війни, Житомир продовжує відновлюватися. Місто розвиває понад 70 видів спорту, зокрема для людей з інвалідністю, і виховує переможців національних та міжнародних змагань. Житомир – місто з історією і сучасними культурними подіями, яке приваблює туристів, створює простори для мистецтва та обмінюється культурним досвідом з містами-партнерами. Житомир – місто, що не зупиняється. Місто, в яке варто інвестувати. Місто майбутнього в серці сильної і незалежної України.
Zhytomyr municipality is working on the development of a number of strategic projects, from the development of cogeneration plant to the installation of a heat pump on the river. So we are going to talk about in greater detail about these initiatives. I would like to give the floor to the Deputy Mayor Sergei Kondratyuk. Over to you, sir. Hello, dear colleagues, dear friends. Before we move on to the energy projects, I would like to share with you I would like to talk about the environmental problems in the town of Zhytomyr. Today, the city of Zhytomyr has the landfill of hard waste that was installed in 1957 within the city limits. This is the landfill that poses major threat to the life of our residents. We understand that this landfill was established on the basis of a silicate company. There were no state standards at the time. It is not, this plant does not have the facilities to protect the environment that we need. So there are two main problems that we're facing with the landfill. That is the overload of this landfill. And we see that there are already filtration waters that are seeping into our rivers, into the soil, and this is a source of major environmental problem. So we started working on this problem, and today in the town of Zhytomyr we have a waste processing company, and over its period of operation, we have been able to reduce the load on the landfill by 50%. But the filtration water is a problem still, and the residents of the city is now thinking about choosing a technology to treat this water. The reverse osmosis is the basic technology to be used. And I was in the city of Lübeck. I saw what they are doing with their networks. So we are thinking of implementing this technology in the town of Zhytomyr, and we will be happy if our partners and friends will give us a possibility to study some other technologies that will help us to reduce the environmental load from this landfill. On this landfill, we have a station, the power unit. We have another factory working in this area, and we are looking for a partner that will help us to solve this problem in the city of Zhytomyr, so that our residents can feel environmentally safe and protected. So that is the problem that needs to be solved. And now I would like to give the floor to the director of the heat district company, and we are going to talk about the energy projects in the city of Zhytomyr, what we are going to implement. And this is what we're doing with the use of our local budgets and also in cooperation with partners. Over to you, sir. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Just in brief about the energy industry in Zhytomyr, the city received a European award, and until 2030 we would like to reduce twofold the use of natural gas. We need to transfer to the renewables, and until 2050 we would like to become carbon neutral city. And Metro, could you please speak closer to the microphone so that we can hear you better? Yes, thank you. And until this year we have already implemented quite a number of ambitious plans that had already that were planned until 2030. We have reduced our use of natural gas by 50%. We already are using renewables. One of the power plants is using renewables. We also have a waste treatment company, and they're using also new forms of fuel. And now we are designing quite a number of new projects that I'd like to talk about. So what we had to change in our plans. We initially thinking about replacing the natural gas totally, but the war has forced us to create the so-called energy islands. We now have 11 energy islands, and these energy islands are absolutely autonomous as far as electrical heat energy is concerned, and as far as water supplies are concerned. They're totally fully independent. We have the equipment that is working at such islands, and until 2026 we would like to make sure that the city of Zhytomyr will be capable of surviving without any energy being provided from the outside the city. So what are the islands all about? There is a gas boiler, huge gas boiler, And this is the use. We need to use alternative sources of energy. We need to provide for CHP units, and we need to have battery storage systems for heat energy and electrical energy. So that what creates an island. And to be able to work fully in the city of Zhytomyr, we need to develop 2 more facilities, one on the wood chips, and we know how to do that, and one other power plant based on waste treatment. So in cooperation with Valmet, we have designed a new project. We've done all the calculations. And why is this equipment being used by us? We need to have proper waste incineration plant with 0 emission parameters. So this we have talking to Finnish partners and Danish partners. We selected a couple of types of equipment that will be available depending on the source of financing. So the project is actually ready. So this is a large project for 65 million for the unit itself, plus the network-related equipment that will be used for the distribution of heat energy around the city. But the project is ready, and we are happy to invite investors. We're already negotiating with the partners so as to engage them in the PPP. We understand that fundraising is very difficult in the conditions of war, but we're moving on. So that's the first project, and I can show you quite a number of presentations on different investment opportunities. Now, let us move on to the next project. We are interested we are betting on electrical energy generation. There is balancing, non-balancing time, and the generation of electrical energy is not even. We need to use electrical energy and gas in a rational way. Therefore, if we have a surplus of energy, we can use large heat pumps. Industrial heat pumps. We are cooperating with the RSC and with partners from ECAD, and that is a project with a capacity of 5.64 megawatts. We're cooperating with Tetarif. We are using such source of energy as the Tetarif River and the ambient air. Calculations have already been done. And the initial calculations are quite difficult because so far in Ukraine no one has been installing such large heat pumps. So there's a brand new calculations for us. We sent our specialists for training. They were trained in Europe, and now I'm sure in Ukraine we already have a couple of companies that are capable of designing such heat pumps. And the next step in the area of decarbonization, that would be energy storage systems. Those are high-capacity battery units, and also heat energy storage facilities. Right now, we do not have district heating in Zhytomyr, which is a disadvantage. Because otherwise we could have been able to deliver heat energy in a different way, but we cannot do it now. So we are following certain principles of work. We have certain principles of operations in the summertime and a different set of principles of operation in the winter time. But Zhytomyr is not afraid of working with private investors. There are some larger projects on CHP. Currently, we have 4 CHP units that are using wood chips. We also have 5 generators that provide us heat energy, and but from the electrical power plants. So, as you can see, there is a lot of room for maneuver there. But the objective is to reduce to 0 the use of natural gas. If gas will be used, it's only for cogeneration. But we would like to become fully independent, so that at any given point of time we will be capable of providing for energy independence of Zhytomyr. The city center is already independent, but we are not yet capable of providing for full energy independence for the entire city. So all professionals, all investors are most welcome, because we are going to run such projects that will be very interesting for different investors, and those are high technology projects. Thank you very much for your kind presentation. Yes, thank you. I have a couple of questions. How can partners join your projects? How to find you? How could they get in touch with you? Well, we have a department at our municipal hall and also at the municipal utility companies. Investors are serviced by the city authorities. We give you guarantees. If the company needs funds, then we will be capable of adding the budgetary funds of the city itself. Thank you. I have one more question. What kind of help do you need now so as to be able to start running these projects? Well, all of us district heating people in Ukraine have this possibility to leap forward, jumping over 20 or 30 years, because after the Soviet Union, nothing was being done. So we can depart fully from the old-fashioned old equipment. Therefore, now we're looking for the best type of heat production equipment. I understand that these technologies will be the most expensive, but they're the most reliable and they're the most energy efficient. That's why we're working with German, Czech, Finnish and Danish colleagues. Those are the countries that have already done a lot in their decarbonization efforts and energy independence endeavors. So first and foremost, we need to train personnel that will be capable of running such ambitious projects. Thank you very much for your kind presentation. And we're going to move on. And the next presentation will help us to move to the town of Cherkasy. Cherkasy is a city with huge industrial and social potential, and they are consistently improving the quality of services for their residents. And they're consistently developing their municipal infrastructure regardless of the challenges. So let us first watch the video business card, and then we move on to the city of Cherkasy.
And now we will listen to projects. Pavlo Karas, Director of Municipal Enterprise of District Heating Networks. You're welcome, dear colleagues, dear guests, and our partners. I represent Cherkasy city. It's not the center of Ukraine, it's the historical part of Ukraine. It's the place where Ukraine originated. And our city had very complicated history and very complicated modern times. But I would like to present in a short note, make a presentation of our city. Our city is located in the very heart of Ukraine on the Dnieper River. We have 16 kilometers of beach, just like at the seaside. Our population today is about 300,000 people. We accepted from 30 to 50,000 IDPs as a result of the war. And due to this, the top priority for us is to have a place for those people to live in, to prepare social housing for IDPs where they can adapt to this difficult situation. The first is construction of social housing. This project is necessary to help those vulnerable parts of population. This will enable us to solve social issues and to move along. The next project is we have municipal water supply enterprise, and it can become really autonomous. For this we need to construct a solar power plant with 1 megawatt capacity, which will enable us to provide the city with electric energy separately and independently. This project is quite simple in implementation, in terms of implementation, but it is very effective for the city. The next project is reconstruction of solid waste landfill and construction of waste processing plant. And I would like to present the key project, which is the reconstruction and modernization of centralized heat supply for Cherkasy city. The thing is that we are speaking about the modernization of the heat system. It has already been implemented, and now we have very effective system of heat supply which is working based on natural gas. The KPI is about 100%. All new fuel boilers, we have new pumps, and electricity is used in an effective way. Now we can use less natural gas by 50%. Now when we are more efficient, we have achieved less losses in the network because we provide services all year round. Now we have losses at the level of about 10%. Now we are approaching the next stage. We have to switch from natural gas to renewable energy source. This is our work for the next 5 years. The project objective is to construct the CHP plant on wood sew, and we would like to combine the existing boilers using a new network of fuel under high pressure, which means we want to construct, so to say, the system, make the system just like you have in Copenhagen, in Göteborg, in Malmö, in the forward cities, which are an example of excellent fuel supply and energy policy, not only in Europe but in the world, all over the world. This project will enable Cherkasy to have such visible forecasts and to have new workplaces and to develop our economy, because when we buy gas we support others' economy, but when we use our local source, some waste from agriculture, for example, or from wood industry, then we develop our local industry. We would also to create a network, 22 bars. It's a new project for Ukraine, because when we construct such a network, we can reduce capital cost for construction of master pipes, and this approach was used in the north of Europe, and it is very it is a very good approach, which is also good for Ukraine. Then we will have the generation of electricity. Today we have our own production of electricity, 20 megawatt. We have mini grid network, electric grid, which combines all our boilers and critical infrastructure utilities. When we have it in place, we will have 22 megawatts of generated electricity, and then Cherkasy, using this generation, will be able to be electrically independent from the centralized system of Ukraine. Besides, we would like to construct our own wood waste plant, and we are going to have this market of solid fuel, which we could see from our partners in Lithuania, in northern part of Europe. So we just look around and try to see what our colleagues do in a successful way and try to adapt. Thank you. I would be thankful for your questions. Thank you for your presentation. And of course, I have several questions. First of all, we heard that you said that you were able to achieve less losses in the network. I know there are lots of representatives who would like to achieve such goal. Please give us some recipe. What did you use? Some technology or some approach? First of all, it's our everyday work. It started with all our divisions. The salary in all divisions depends on the level of losses. And even without large capital costs, the management of processes enables us to reduce losses by 50%. Then we select those areas which bring us the highest losses. Then we have to change them and modernize them in a proper way, in a high quality way. This is the recipe. Yes, we had to do some non-conventional things. For example, we have very high control of metal, which is used. So every pipe which we have, we check the quality of metal, and every second pipe goes back to the supplier because those pipes do not meet the standards. So if you work in such a way, when you have such benchmarks, high benchmarks for proper work, then within certain time, and our modernization was going on starting with 2011. So within 13 years, we have achieved such a result. It was not possible to do in one day or within some short period of time. About 50% of our networks have been replaced. Now we have to replace all others. Then we will achieve this level of loss like in other European countries, like 4 or 5%. Thank you for your answer. You also presented one of the most ambitious projects in heat supply area. What support are you looking for from your partners? Maybe someone from those present here would be eager to cooperate with you. First of all, we need technical aid, because no project development, we cannot design a project for such a utility, because we haven't had such an experience in Ukraine yet. Thus, it should be a Western company, and we were working with our Danish partners who are present here in the hall, who can do this. Swedish partners, Finnish partners, German partners. That's the first part of the question. The second part is financing. We have experience of working with international financial organizations. Our company, we have an auditor, very famous company who is auditing us, and so we are transparent We have experience of using funds from international financial organizations. We will repay the credit received from the EBRD. That's in such a way, without default, we have covered our credit responsibilities. Um, our partners from Denmark are eager to support this project in Cherkasy. And I hope that our authorities will also co-finance, because it can be an example for a good example for other Ukrainian cities. And I would like to have resource from international financial organizations and grant package, both government grants, specifically from the northern part of Europe, and other grant programs of the European Union. And the final question, we have heard that what resources you need, but at what conditions are you ready to attract these resources? We are ready to discuss any conditions, but please understand that today selling companies is impossible due to war, because we cannot say the real cost of a company. We can go to IPO to and sell our shares, because it will be a non-relevant cost due to the military risks. Today, the main resource is credits with grant component, with the state guarantees. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us your experience. Please join the audience now. Thank you. And I would like to remind that all of us, during this panel session, we have heard from several communities. We heard representatives of Vinnytsia, Zhytomyr and Cherkasy, who spoke about the key projects, investment projects in the cities, and heat supply projects. And now our partner organization, which is involved in implementation of ReBuild Ukraine. So now the Value Chain Development Officer from Forest Stewardship Council is invited here, Oluwatimihinin Talabi.
There's this one question: what is the risk and where is the return? So as you think about policy and risk regulation, thinking about due diligence, transparency, and ultimately return on investment, I'm happy to tell you that at FSC, we have all these factors regulated, carefully managed. And so today, I'll be presenting to you how FSC can help you and your investments, can help impact them positively. But first, let's have a brief overview about FSC. Sorry? So,
one moment, please.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I'll be presenting on how FSC can impact your investment. A brief overview about FSC. FSC is the Forest Stewardship Council. It is the most trusted and rigorous certification scheme with over 160 million hectares of forest certified, and 4.7 of that forest belongs to Ukraine. We have over 1,200,000 individuals and organizations that serves as governing bodies. We have over 65,000 certificates that verify sustainable sourcing. And we also have over 1,700 companies licensed to promote FSC certified products. Now, FSC has proven as a tool to use to protect the forest. And this we did by verifying products from the forest to the consumer. And how did we do this? It is through our certification. For forest managers, we have forest management certification. For chain of custody, that is for those that are in the processes, production, manufacturing, we have chain of custody certification, and we also have promotion license. We also support smallholders. We support companies for regulations, and we also support businesses for sustainability reporting. And so now, how can FSC help impact your business? Or what can we do for green rebuilding? For investors and financial institutions, FSC ensures that there is risk minimization. We add value to your project, and also we help to make sure that you get access to green financial institutes. Also, for builders and developers, FSC helps to grow demand among ESG-conscious consumers. We also facilitate compliance with green standards, other green standards like BREEAM and LEED. I'm also happy to tell you that in the recent LEED rating, FSC was rated higher than every other scheme. Now, for socio-economic impact, FSC provides social guarantee for local communities. And also, we sustain or we support biodiversity, and we also support sustainable forest management. Now, knowing that your choice matters, would you transform your procurement decision and choose FSC and choose FSC by establishing a legacy of positive impact, positive change for the people, for the forest, and for generations to come? And if this is your answer, or if this is you, then join us in this mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Наша панель підходить до завершення. Дізнатися більше.
And thus we are concluding this panel discussion. You can learn more about our projects at the stands of municipalities. You can speak directly to the managers of the utilities companies that are in this room. And in a few moments from now, we're going to start the next marathon, that is the Aid and Development Meetup, to be moderated by Hanna Shishkina, the head of donor and investor relations at ReBuild Ukraine Premier Expo.